and your culture to your children. Islam is a beautiful, loving, caring faith, and we're proud to have it as part of the Ontario fabric. When you raise your children and your grandchildren in your faith, that's not just good for you and your family, it's good for our province. So I thank you for making the effort to do just that. Lastly, I want to thank you for everything you do to help make Ontario the greatest province and the best country in the world. You know, we today enjoy an extraordinary quality of life and a remarkable standard of living in comparison to so many other places around the world. And that didn't just happen. People built it. People from every part of the world. We have every faith and we speak every language. Our diversity is a tremendous source of strength to us. You know, throughout much of human history, we founded societies on the basis of sameness. In many, many cases, societies were based on the notion that we'll all speak the same language, we'll all look the same, we'll all share the same faith, the same traditions, the same culture. But in Ontario and in Canada and a few other parts of the world, we've decided to find strength in our differences. And I'll tell you two stories about my family so you understand where I'm coming from in this regard. I have 9 brothers and sisters. We were 12 people for dinner every night. There were 5 kids on the bench on this side, 5 kids on the bench on this side. My mother, when she had time to sit at that end of the table. My father at this end of the table. My father was a physically imposing man, 6 feet, 4 inches, 240 pounds, and a PhD. And he'd look at me and my 9 brothers and sisters and say, remember, nobody here is as strong as all of us. Nobody here is as smart as all of us. And if you and I are going to compete and win in a very competitive global economy, if we're going to build something worthy of the dreams that we hold for our children, then we need to work together. Second lesson I learned growing up at home. We used to walk to church on Sundays. Not because we were into fitness, but because we couldn't fit into the car. When I was 16, I had a 2-year-old sister, a 3-year-old brother, and lots more in between. My mother would say, you have to slow down. You can see the little ones can't keep up with you. And I would say, why do I have to wait up for them? I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster. Why do I have to wait for them? And my mother, being, like all mothers everywhere, wise, answered this way. She said, you have to wait up because we're a family. And the family, we stick together. In a family, we support one another. In a family, if one of us finds success, that's something that we all celebrate. And in a family, if just one of us is in trouble, then we're all in trouble. And we all have a responsibility to help out. Today, my family is not 12, it's 13 million Ontarians. And in a family, we look out for each other. At school, nobody ever picked a fight with a McGuinty. Because if you dealt with one McGuinty, you had to deal with 12 McGuintys. So we need to stand up for each other all the time. Make sure we're looking after our needs, our interests, our culture, our faith. Understanding, and I'll just conclude with this point. Understanding the most powerful, noble lesson handed down by all the great faiths, including Islam, and all the world's wisest people. This lesson has been offered to us for thousands of years, and sometimes we forget it. That lesson tells us this. When it comes to people everywhere on this tiny planet that we share, what matters most is not the language that we speak, it is not the color of our skin, it is not the traditions that we cherish or the culture that we inherit, it's not the wealth that we accumulate, and it's not the power that we wield. What matters most amongst people everywhere is what we have in common. It's our humanity. So I thank you once again for allowing me to say hello to you. I thank you for taking on the responsibility of practicing and passing on your beautiful faith and thereby enriching all of us here in Ontario. And I thank you for everything that you do, whether as volunteers, as an employer, as an employee, as somebody who's self-employed, to help us build here a great province, something that is truly worthy of the dreams that we dream for our children and our grandchildren. Thank you very much.
We thank our Premier, Mr. Dalton McGuinty, for this inspiring speech. And we would like to tell you that from our community, from over 50 ethnicities, we are planning to be, and we are part of the fabric of the Canadian society. And we're going to contribute for ourselves, for our kids, and for our community. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. I've got to tell you, I'm absolutely delighted to have the Premier of Ontario, who of course is my boss at Queen's Park, but also someone who I believe, and we saw it tonight, is a truly inspiring leader for the people of Ontario to be here in our community, part of here in the riding of Kitchener Centre, which of course is part of Waterloo Region, which I have the privilege of representing. And just to echo what the Premier said, I want to also extend my thanks. I've had a long-standing association with this mosque as well as your counterpart in Waterloo and the Muslim community. I've seen the great outpouring of generosity. I was here not that long ago for an event around relief in Pakistan for the flood, and that's just, I know, one example of all that you do. So I want to echo what the Premier said. Yeah, give yourself, I think that was appropriate, give yourself applause for that. And I just want to echo the thanks of the Premier, this from more of a community level, to thank you for enriching Waterloo Region, and to thank you for the wonderful partnership that I've had with you as one of your elected representatives. So, and all the best on this very, very special occasion.
We would like to thank our guests for the nice speeches, and inshallah, without further ado, I know that you're all hungry and we're all thirsty, so let's go for the Sprite, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.